Smokey Joe's Cafe is a musical review featuring the music of Jerry Lieber and Mike Stoller. It's basically, they wrote music back in the late 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's when they were popular. They wrote for black performers. That's who they wrote for. It celebrates their music, which was rock and roll, rhythm and blues. They did some novelty numbers for like the Coasters and the Drifters. They wrote for Big Mama Thornton. So it's all of their music kind of put into not a story, there isn't a storyline for the show, but it does kind of travel through with certain characters. As performers, you don't always get to do a number like Hound Dog or Teach Me How to Shimmy or on Broadway. So when you get that opportunity, I think it's a blessing. It's also a blessing to have an entire orchestra behind you, pushing you forward. I mean, there's nothing better than that feeling. Well, we're definitely looking for the Coasters and the Drifters. So that would be 4 African American men to recreate that music. That's really important to the piece. We're looking for someone who would represent Big Mama, another African American woman. And then there are other characters in the show too. There's a Elvis type, or you might say a kind of leading man, rock and roll guy. There's the girl next door. There's another kind of a rock and roll Bonnie Raitt type. She sings Kansas City. And then there's another African American woman, a Patti LaBelle type. Become familiar with the style. There's actual packets that they have that you can pick up, and in it you will have music in there that you can learn. And that's the best thing, I think. To come prepared that way is excellent. It is all about the music, and it should be all about the music. You know, you're celebrating these 2 people who wrote all this wonderful music that I think people will remember from the 50s and the 60s. It will take them, transport them back to a time, and so it has to be about the music and the celebration of those songwriters.